Isn't it funny how so many wars happen over decisions that were made thousands of years ago? Like there are people who are dying today because people 1,000 years ago decided to follow X person instead of Y person and what have you. And you see this
Yeah.
across all religions, all the big ones at least.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Another one that people don't talk about is when maps are designed. Whenever someone creates like a boundary from one country to the next, that can create a lot of wars too, because now people are fighting for that boundary, for that to be their land.
That is actually the case in India, where we have a state called Kashmir, and
Hmm.
certain parts of Kashmir are illegally being occupied by Pakistan, and they kind of claim that this is their land. And there are certain parts of Kashmir which are illegally being occupied by China, and India says that, from what I understand, they are actually a part of India, but they've kind of these countries back when India used to be much weaker, they've kind of occupied it, and now they aren't leaving it. And it's been an issue for the past 6, 7, 8 decades and what have you. And there are a lot of these disputed territories across the world. If you take, if you use Google Maps from Ukraine, you will see that island of Crimea as a part of Ukraine. But when you use Google Maps from Russia, you see Crimea as a part of Russia. So Google Maps is
Mm,
being very diplomatic. Like no matter where, like, it shows you the map according to the country you are from.
right. And you guys fought wars with Pakistan before?
We fought 3 wars with Pakistan.
Mm. What if you wanted to bring home a Pakistani girl?
Man, let's hope that never happens.
Okay, so there's your parents would get involved at that point.
And no, it just means that I've kind of lost my intellect, got hit on my head, or some stupid shit has happened to me. That's why I want to bring a Pakistani girl
Oh,
home.
so you don't vibe with Pakistanis like that?
Man,
Do you know any Pakistanis? Close ones?
I think you have this question because you live in the US, right?
Hmm.
And in the US, all the stuff is more normal. But since I'm in India, Pakistan is literally considered to be an enemy country, and every single citizen of Pakistan is considered to be an enemy of the country. So trying to marry a Pakistani girl is like, trying to bring home an enemy citizen. It's completely crazy. It just
Wait,
can't
so
happen.
if they're viewed as an enemy, I'm assuming there's a lot of Pakistanis that live in India. How are they treated?
They don't live in India.
There's no Pakistanis in India?
There's very, very few Pakistanis in India. The process to get a visa as a Pakistani citizen to India is extremely complex. There's a lot of police verification. You're supposed to keep reporting to the police where you are every so and so time, and it's very complex and annoying. And let's just say that the Indians and the Pakistani governments do not trust each other or the people of each other countries, and for good reason, because there have been a lot of terrorist attacks from Pakistan in India that have been done by Pakistan.
Okay,
And naturally, Indians do not like Pakistan.
I see. I didn't know it was that intense. Hypothetically, let's say you guys are in a college dorm and then or a college lecture, a bunch of the folks are Indian and there's two Pakistanis. Are they going to be treated in a different way when you guys find out they're Pakistani? Or you guys are just going to keep it subtle and not talk to them?
It depends. From what I understand, a lot of Pakistanis, when they go abroad, they act like they're Indians because everybody discriminates against them. Not just Indians, but even people from other countries. So if you go to Dubai, a lot of Pakistani people will act like they're Indian, or Saudi Arabia, Pakistanis will act like they're Indian because the actions of the country, they sponsor a lot of these terrorist attacks on other countries. People kind of think Pakistan equals terrorist, and they want to avoid the stigma, so they just pretend to be Indians.
Hmm. Okay. Man, I did not know it was that intense.
Pakistan and India, well, I'll give you a lot of examples. I have a friend who died because of a Pakistani terrorist attack. His father died, not him, sorry.
Dang, man.
Yeah,
Recently?
this was no, this was like 10 years or so ago, where there were these train bombings where a bunch of Pakistani people, they came and they put a bunch of bombs in trains, and a couple of trains blew up. And my friend's father was in this train, and he died. And my friend had to live in poverty because of that. So all this terror is bullshit. It hurts a lot of innocent people, and it has been proven in many cases, or in almost all of these cases. And when I say proven, I mean there are these Pakistani terrorist organizations. There are actual terrorist organizations in Pakistan who will come and take credit for these bombings. They'll say, did this bombings because of this and this reason, and what have you. And they
Okay.
are supported by the Pakistani government or their intellectual community, the ISI or whatever it is. They provide these terrorist organizations protection because, from their perspective, this is a way to wage war against India without having to officially declare war. So, a lot of terrorist activities are being done by the Pakistani government and the people through these organizations. So, they are the ones supporting these terrorist organizations. In fact, I mean, the guy who blew up your two towers in the USA on 9/11, Osama bin Laden, he was being given protection in Pakistan. Remember, your military helicopters had to go to Pakistan to kill him, and the
Hmm.
Pakistani government was hiding him. Like, why is the
Right.
Pakistani government hiding terrorists?
Dang. And what will happen if Indians go to Pakistan?
I don't know, to be honest. Never tried, never researched it,
Have you ever been to
but
Pakistan?
probably no, 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 no.
You never been?
Never gonna go, never been.
What's your
Never
relationship with Bangladesh like?
much better than Pakistan. So, Bangladesh, if you know the history of your country, it used to be a part of Pakistan. It used to be East Pakistan. And because your people are Bengali, the people from West Pakistan were extremely racist towards East Pakistani people to the point that they would starve them, deprive them of, you know, normal human rights, and basically completely neglect the people of East Pakistan. So the people of East Pakistan revolted, and they wanted independence, and the government of India helped them get independent. So Bangladesh exists because of the Indian military helping it exist. If it was not for
Ah, I
the
see.
Indian military, Bangladesh would not be an independent country. So Bangladeshi people typically see India more favorably than Pakistan.
Okay. Is Bangladesh a place you'll ever go? Or have you been?
I don't know if I'll ever go there. I've never been to Bangladesh. From my understanding, it's not a very rich country. They're not. I don't see any business interests in going there, and it's not a country you go to see the sights there. It's not supposed to be Nepal, where okay, you have lots of beautiful mountains, or the Maldives, where there's lots of beautiful beaches. So there are no business reasons to go there, and there are no tourist reasons to go there. So I don't see why I would go to Bangladesh.